When was the last time you took a leap of faith, trusting that everything is going to work out? Do you crave growth, or are you merely content with the status quo? If you want more out of your life, out of your career, and out of your relationships, you are in the right place. Take the leap and discover how to create a life by design rather than living it by default. Real success starts with you. Now here's your host, Colleen Biggs.
Well, hello, listeners. Welcome back to another episode of Take the Leap. I am your host, Colleen Biggs, and I know now by the time this is being produced and is launched on our podcast, we are well into 2024, and I actually think that feels really good. 2023 was an awesome year, and 2024 is going to be even better. My vision board looked a lot different this year, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm so glad I have specific assets in my business that are there that really keep me top of mind to other people so that I can pull my focus. Sometimes, my husband and I have been working on franchising Phoenix Drone Pros, so a lot of you know that I've had to pull some of that attention away to work with him in the business, but no one would know that online based on, the website and the assets that I have online. So I thought it was very appropriate today to bring Lori Osborne on. She's the founder of Biz Bolster Web Solutions. And I'll tell you that we're going to be talking a lot about websites, easy to update websites, why having that as the hub of your business and those assets online, and how you create that digital footprint for yourself. That is so important for success in business. So you can not have to feel like you're pushing a ball up a hill all the time. So Lori is here, and I'm very excited to introduce you to her. But before we do, I do want to thank today's sponsor of Take the Leap is Ally Spine Center. What sets their office apart from other offices is their focus and expertise in treating degenerative spinal conditions, including disc disease, bulging herniated discs, spinal stenosis, neuropathy, sciatica pain, tingling, and numbness in the arms, hands, and feet, as well as severe and chronic neck pain and headaches. They specialize in corrective care, not just the treatment of the symptoms with physical medicine modalities. And I will tell you that they're amazing. I've been a patient of theirs. So if you're someone that's been suffering from neck or back pain or any of those conditions I talked about, please reach out to them. They are located in Scottsdale, Arizona, but have a lot of sister stores and connections across the nation. So you can contact them at 480-809-4700. Let them know you heard about them on Colleen Biggs Take the Leap. And you can also visit them at allyspinecenter.com. Please feel free to reach out to them if you have any of these conditions, because no one should have to live in pain. And I don't anymore. And you shouldn't have to live in pain either. So, all right, let's get into our guest on today's show, Lori Osborne. She is the founder and chief solution architect for Biz Bolster Web Solutions, as I mentioned earlier. So she designs websites and implements the SEO to attract and build the know, like, and trust with prospects. Lori has over 30 years of experience in technology and has been a small business owner for over 15 years. So she understands the challenges small business owners face. She's married to the love of her life, Robert, and they live near Amelia Island in Florida with their two adorable. No, do you have two? I thought you had two adorable fur babies. That's right, because
we lost Molly
this year. Yeah, that's right, Molly. So, Lori, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's very exciting to have you here because being an entrepreneur for 15 years, you really realize what that takes. There's a lot of ups and downs, but even if you were to go on vacation, or even if you were to pull back, or, spend some focused time in another area of your life, things still continue. Your digital footprint still continues to grow, to stay where it is, and your website as well. Mm-hmm. And I think many people, there's so much trading time for money, and there's so much like, I have to be present at this time, live or whatever it may be. And what if you can't be? How does that website really become that hub for business owners?
Well, it it should be the hub. If we build it right, we present it right and do it right. Ideally, everything you do to be seen, your social media, your funnels, all of that should lead back to the website so that that's where people get to know you. So if you've got videos, or like this is a great example, if you have interviews that you have on your website, then that's when I say I build that know, like, and trust, that's what I mean. People can go out to your website and actually feel like they're getting to know you without having a conversation with you. To me, that's the whole point of the website.
Yeah, this interview is the best example. So let's walk through that so everyone really understands how one interview, where it will go. So this one interview is going to be uploaded onto YouTube. So not only will Lori and her company get promoted during the podcast being uploaded on its hosting site. Okay, now the name of her business. Her name is on our hosting site. So that created one digital footprint for her. And then YouTube, which created a second digital footprint for her. Then we upload our podcast onto our blog section of our website, which is a third digital footprint, right? Then we will promote the podcast on Instagram. And we'll have like something that Lori says genius today to promote the podcast for 30 or 50 seconds. And then that creates another that's a fifth digital footprint for Lori. And then Lori takes the podcast, because we share the links with all of our guests, and she uploads it to her website, which is the sixth digital footprint from one interview.
And you're not even counting what I then do to share. So everything you just said, then I'm sharing it. So yes, and the other thing I would say is, by doing this and it going out to YouTube, it going out to your website, it going out to the host, and you're linking to my website there, that's also backlinks. So that's something working in the behind the scenes to also build that digital footprint through search engine optimization, through the backlinks part. So doing things like this are a great way to get out there and be seen without, 30 minutes of your time, and look at all of that exposure you get.
Yeah. And that's how I built my, really a lot of the beginning stages of my SEO coming out of corporate America, where I wasn't found at all on Google, besides LinkedIn. And I think I had one YouTube video that was out there. But then that's really how I started building it, was showing up on other people's platforms, creating my own platforms, sharing social media, all of these linked together, and create that know, like, and trust factor. So when people say, where can we find you? It's like, all you have to do is Google my name. You don't have to remember a website. You don't have to do any of that. Just Google my name and I'll come up somewhere, everywhere, and you can find
everywhere.
Me and
multiple pages for you.
Yeah. Well, I wanted it that way. My goal was really to just be seen everywhere. And everyone needs to know about you. You've got to tell everybody about you. And that's really also what a website does, because when now, Lori, one of your clients, has a client of theirs, looking on Google for assistance that they need, they're going to easily find their website because of the way that you build them. Now, you've been building websites for large companies, nonprofits, counties, cities. You want to talk through a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So I primarily focus on small businesses and nonprofits. But I do have some medium to larger size businesses. I built a website for our Nassau County. I say our because it's not New York, it's Florida. For Nassau County Department of Health, with a focus on opioid addiction, which was a huge honor to be part of that. And we built it with all of the resources that we used for it were all local resources, which was also really cool. But yeah, I represent so many nonprofits, a lot of veteran type resources, and then all types of businesses. I don't limit myself to any one type of business, but the thing that's consistent is no matter who I work with, everyone has the same need. And even if it's a nonprofit, a county, or a business, the idea is to be seen, to be found, and to build know, like, and trust, because every entity, if you're selling anything, even if it's to get donations, you've got to start with someone knowing you, liking you, and trusting you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think especially as, business owners, we need to be very, very clear on who we're serving, how we're serving them. And you've gotten, very clear on that as well, right? For who you're serving, how you're serving them. And you love specific website platforms that are very easy to use. They're very user friendly. So not only once you've built the website, the person that you've built it for can easily go in and manage their website and not needing kind of that, immense support where they're like,
Right.
I can't do one thing in this website. So I need to pay someone every time they need to go in and do it. And why did you build them that way? What was kind of your driving force in the beginning when you started this 15 years ago, right? It was over 15 years ago.
No, this was 8 years ago. The other 7 years was a different business that I did prior. Part of it was when I started doing this, I really, very long story short, I found out I had a brain tumor and I couldn't work for a little while. It's benign. It's fine. I'm good. But I started looking at what can I do to be busy if I can't work. And I discovered web design, and I started working on WordPress, and I found I am very technical, and I really get things easily. I don't have to be taught technical. Yeah. And I found WordPress so confusing and frustrating. I couldn't even copy text from a document into it and have it work right. So I started feeling like, I imagine other businesses face the same thing. And the longer I was in it, the more I realized that WordPress was being sold to everyone, and everyone I met was frustrated with it. And when I give people the easy website, the bad thing is they don't need me anymore in many cases. But the great thing is they can do just about anything they want to do, even if they're not a technical person. And I started doing that because I just feel like it's such a service that is needed for small businesses and honestly nonprofits, because they have volunteers most of the time. They don't have time to teach someone, and they just expect the volunteer to just know what to do. Mm-hmm. So I'm able to give them that platform that is really simple to go in and update themselves.
Yeah, I know. My husband recently switched his over. Loves the newer platform. I know you've worked with a lot of clients that I work with, and the platforms are so much easier for them to be able. They just love of course, the branding and all the updates and the new. But yeah, I mean, it's just so easy, to be able to go in and do that. Now, like I said, of being a business owner for so many years and building that know, like, and trust factor, you pretty much have built a business where most of your business comes from referrals, repeat customers. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. I think I have one client from Google and maybe one from social media, and everyone else has been referred by a client or even through our local chamber. It's all referrals and recommendations.
Yeah. How important would you say it is for a entrepreneur to really get out there and get their name out there? Besides having the website, which is that hub, there's that kind of piece where, you have to have some visibility. I mean, visibility is a huge piece to growing your business.
Absolutely. And I just said, my business from referrals from clients, but as you were saying that, I was thinking, well, it's not just from that. It's also from networking and getting out and being seen. Mm-hmm. I have found that, last year I spent a lot of money on list building and advertising. This year, I found myself doing it again. And I have to keep reminding myself that's not how I get business. I get business from people seeing me and hearing me. It's, there are a lot of web developers, and just seeing my face or my logo and my ad, it doesn't tell you how I'm different. And I hope that comes across in something like this and in my networking. If nothing else, I'm frequently told it's clear that you're passionate about what you do. And I am. I love what I do and helping people and helping them be seen. And I do think it is critical. If people don't know you exist, they're not going to go to you for business. It's important.
Yeah. Visibility, number one, you have to be seen, you have to be heard, you're everywhere. It's kind of how we started this podcast, which is about the website being the hub of the business. But, you do have to get out there and be seen. And so I'm glad that you mentioned that, because, the more that you're out there and the more that you're being seen, what are the key factors that you're talking about when you're on stages, when you're talking in large groups? Because I know that's an easy place for you to get clients, because they're just sitting there thinking to themselves like, yeah, I need this so bad, in my business. What makes you different? Let's tell everyone today, what makes you different.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is what we talked about, that I do build on a platform called Duda. And it is, literally only know 2 other web designers out there that don't build on WordPress. So that is one thing. Number 2, every website I build is ready for SEO. So I know the SEO guidelines and rules that Google expects you to follow, and your website is ready to go and meets all the requirements when we go live. And the third thing is, I don't go live with a website until I know my client is thrilled and happy and ready for that website. I want them to be in love with their website and know it's going to represent them. I don't charge for revisions and changes, and I don't limit that. I don't even limit my hours. I have a set price, and I build until we are both happy with it. Because what is the point of me doing all this work if we go live with a site they hate? It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
How many people come to me and hate their website? And some of them are new websites that they all hate.
Yeah.
It makes me sick to my stomach that happens.
I hear that so much, Lori. People will say in networking or on a call, I'm like, what is your website? They're like, oh, I'm in the middle of revamping that right now. Or, well, it hasn't been updated in a while. Like, they don't even want to give me their website. They want to tell me everything wrong with it, apologize for it, and then they'll give it to me. You know what I mean? And I kind of want to say to them, like, props that you have a website. So just give me your website. It doesn't matter if it's outdated or whatever. I also think there's another big problem, and we need to discuss this. So many entrepreneurs will build a website when they're starting out brand new. And then within months to a year, they change the way their customer, they change who their, what their primary target is. They change maybe exactly what it is that they're doing, because over that time, they start getting clearer and clearer and clearer on who I'm serving, what I'm doing. And then it feels like when they finally get to that place, their website is already outdated. And it doesn't even reflect what they do, who they serve. So I kind of almost feel like in the very beginning, we need to kind of do that work to dial down what we're doing. And then when you build a website, now there's just like managing updates and things that are like, maybe if you add something new or a new program or, updates to your business, because that's a lot of money and a lot of time to keep going in and rebuilding. Every single time I think about a website, I just cringe in my stomach. Because it's not a low investment venture, right? When you are investing in a website, you're investing in a huge piece of your business that's going to exist online, right? And most people will go to your website to learn anything about you, or LinkedIn might be another one that they'll go to, right? But they're definitely going to go to those two pieces to start learning more about you, to make sure that you're the real deal and, see what you're doing and that kind of thing. And of course, so many websites don't have actions that you can take right away that capture people's information. There's a lot of mistakes they make. Would you say, Lori?
Oh, absolutely. And it's unfortunate how many people I build websites for that we never even get to the point of adding a freebie because they just can't think of one or decide not to do it. Because to me, that is critical. If people are going to the trouble of going to your website, capture their information when possible so that you can continue that relationship of the know, like, and trust. And it is very unfortunate if there's now, and it also has to be something people would want. If it's just sign up for a newsletter or sign up for a free call, a lot of people aren't going to do that the first time they visit your website. But if you're offering something of value that they would pay for normally, they're going to jump on it and they're going to give up their email address to, have something like that. So it's unfortunate that people don't. And I'll say, a lot of people don't share their websites because they're embarrassed by them. But people, if they're trying to find out about you, they are going to look for that website, like Colleen said, to justify that you're in business and you are who you say you are. So you want the best representation of yourself when they find you. That's
1,000%.
so key. Yeah. On brand, speaking to your client and having those opt-ins, I think are probably the top things I would recommend. And some kind of video where people can get to know you.
So videos are very crucial. So a static website gives them photos of you at your best when you had your hair and makeup done. And a lot of these photos seem to be outdated. The person's like 15 years older and they still have updated photos on their website. And so many I've gone to, it doesn't even represent the person I met. Like I'll meet a person and I go to their website and I'm like, what the heck? I don't even know what they do now. Because when I met them networking, they said they did XYZ. Then I just went to their website and I'm like, so do you do health, or are you a Reiki master, or are you teaching, touch therapy? I don't really understand what's happening right now. Right. So we need to be very clear. And I think that immediate free gift is something, and you've got a free gift for everybody today. Right, Lori? So we have your information for bizbolster.com/gift for you. And what is that gift that you're offering for our guests?
So I have a guide that is basically websites and SEO basics for any small business owner, and a website quiz to just kind of get an idea of, is your website on target for what you would want from it? Kind of some of the things that we're talking about here. And it'll just give you a feel of, have I missed some of the basics with my website? Do I need to reconsider or just get, a few things updated so that I'm meeting those basics?
Yeah. And even today, if you're like, ooh, I don't have a video on my website, go put one. People need to see your personality, don't you think, Lori? So go put a video out there. Just record it.
It doesn't have to be It doesn't have to be a professional. I have a video right on the main part of my website that I did on Zoom.
You're sitting right there in your office.
Right here.
And you recorded it. Yeah. What are the main things that you want people to know about you? And you can just say like, hi, I'm Colleen Biggs. I'm so glad you decided to come and visit me on my website today.
Yeah.
And then you can say one or two things about you. Now, remember, it's all written. Everything about you is already written on your website. So please do not repeat everything that you already have written. Maybe you want to say something fun about you, or what you enjoy the most, or why you do what you do, or, the joys of being an entrepreneur. And I want to bring that to other people, right? There's nothing that makes me feel better besides like a little hug from, grandkids that come running up to you, right? Then
Right.
knowing that I can build something and generate income. It's very freeing to know I do not need to depend on a job or a W-2. And so if I were to just say that in a video, thanks for coming by. My most favorite thing about being an entrepreneur is knowing I can generate my own income. I never have to be imprisoned to a W-2 again. And I do that for my clients, and I can do that for you. See how that was like 15 seconds.
Right.
That's how easy it can be.
What you said about people don't remember when people come to your website, what's in it for me is what they are thinking. So that's what you want. You might want to talk about their pain points and how you address their pain points. What you don't want to do is list all your accolades and all of your initials of everything that you are and how, they could care less.
Yeah,
they want
out.
to know you and your core and again, why you do what you do and what you can do for them. That's
great pointers,
that's what matters.
Lori. Great pointers. I think that we need to be authentic. We need to be ourselves. Everyone feels like they have to write it all out and read it. Don't. It's the worst thing you can do. Just be yourself on video, relax. And I know it's scary. I know it's probably the biggest fear you have, which biggest fear of most people is stepping on a stage and public speaking. Doing a video feels like public speaking. But what if you were to just address the things that your clients have had already, those pains? Now the spotlight isn't on you. It's on them. It's on the person that visited your website. Like you can say, hey, come a little closer. I want you to hear this, right? I made this video for you, right?
Oh my God, I love that.
How
That's
fun
so
is
awesome.
that?
So great.
Talk to the person. Act as if you're talking to the person that just showed up on your website. Great tips, Lori. Wonderful tips. And we can all see how Lori is different. Again, she's with BizBolster Web Solutions. So that's bizbolster.com. And then she has a gift for all of you today. And I know it's an amazing gift because I've gotten it before. And it's just, she's taught workshops before in the Leap community. And she's always constantly teaching about the things you can go do on your own without even hiring someone. And people ask like, Lori, why do you teach that? And she says, because these are easy things that you need to know how to go do that you don't need to hire someone for. And, and they're like, wow, that's great. Thanks for giving this. What happens is most of the time people find that they don't have the time to do all of those things because what they're doing in their business pulls them away because they're generating the income and they don't have time to come back and do these things that Lori can easily teach them how to do, right? Just in a guide. So that's where Lori comes in because it's what she does for a living. It's her entire business is for her to help you with these things. So remember, hire the people that do what they do best. So you can go out and generate the income, sell, make the impacts, do what you need to do, and add Lori with BizBolster to your team so that she can assist you in really having that digital footprint and that hub of your business online that you need. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. I'm excited that you were here, Lori, today. And there's so many people out there, talking to my listeners specifically right now. I always say you're the only you that's ever been. You're the only you that's ever going to be. So is this what lights you up? Do you love running a business? Do you want to have a website that shares more about your passion, that is going to make an impact for other people? And it doesn't matter what you're selling, if it's a service, if it's a product, it makes an impact for the person that needs it. It could be a tackle box that you're selling, but to that fisherman, that specific tackle box changes his fishing game. If I'm being honest, right? Yeah,
absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely.
So whatever that is, there's 9 billion people out, in the world. And there's a very good portion of them that probably need what your service or product is. So if you haven't built a website or don't know if it's optimized or, trust me, when I had Lori's team go in and look at mine, she was like, wow, it's pretty broken. I was like, yeah, I didn't realize things were so broken on my website, but I'll tell you, once you get things fixed, it's like a car. It's a humming machine, it'll serve you right. It'll get you where you need to go. And you're going to get business from it. I always have. So Lori, thank you so much for all the work that BizBolster's done with the Leap community and with my brand and ColleenBiggs.net, my website. Your team is phenomenal. Any last words you want to leave with our listeners today?
I think we've summarized so much, but really just, I love what I do, and I would love the opportunity to allow you to do what you do while I do what I do. So we can both just love what we do and not, well, that just sounded weird the way I put it, but you guys get it.
It actually sounded juicy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I loved it.
I just want everyone, what you said, if you hate it, if you hate technology, if it frustrates you and you don't want to have anything to do with it, as opposed to ignoring it, get some help. Mm-hmm. It's so much better. And then have that website to truly represent you. Yeah. Because that's really what it should be, an extension of you, not something that you're embarrassed to have.
Yes. So if you're embarrassed, you're not sure if your website's working well, people have told you that when they try to go to your website, it says that it's not safe. Any of that stuff is happening. Please contact Lori right away. You can reach her at bizbolster.com. She also has a gift for you, so you can click on her gift on her website. Lori, thank you for being with us today and sharing all of your juicy content with our listeners. Just another way for each one of you to be seen, be heard, and be visible. Until next time, bye-bye for now. Be you and be strong.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery, where you learned the tools to create a life by design. Remember, you are the only you there is, and you are the only you that will ever be. Be you and be strong, because you are brilliant, and the world needs you at your best. We cannot wait for you to join us again next time.